KUHSdenver.com. We are live at the Thirsty Lion, downtown Denver, 1605 Wine Coupe Street. It's DJ Jess with you, brought to you by JessSqueezeIt.com. G-Wiz Computers. We are having a good time, ready for the Super Bowl 50 here in the Mile High City. Along with me, I got Lenny Archuleta, Mr. Fred McHenry, and Chris Brewer from Final Take. We're going to talk to him a little bit. We're streaming live all around the world, KUHSdenver.com. Go ahead, Chris. What do you think?
We're so high-tech over here. We're just doing our thing. I just can't believe the excitement that's in this city. I mean, I know there's a lot of excitement down in Santa Clara, but for a fact, there's excitement right here. 1605 Wine Coupe next to Union Station. We are live at the Thirsty Lion. We want to welcome them into town, and the way that they do things, they do it right. And I'm excited about it. Fred, this is almost like this is right up your alley. Mr. Wall Street himself, Fred McHenry.
Hey, how you doing? And all the Bronco fans here at the Thirsty Lion, I want to thank you for coming in and spending the day with us. Hopefully when we leave, you all leave out here happy. I want to thank Randy Struthers for his hospitality. And I want to hear all the Bronco fans in the house. Is there any Bronco fans in the house? Come on, that's sweet. Is there any Bronco fans in the house?
That's right. Thirsty Lion, make some noise out there. Woo! They're here.
And we've got a lot of our buddies here. Greg Gordon's here. John Bowman is in the house, so you know it's a party now. It's official. John Bowman is in the house. Grant Simmons, Just Squeeze It, played in the ABA. A lot of other guys are coming down. We are just excited about being here for these next 2 hours. We're going to entertain you. We're going to inform you. We want to get a lot of you guys on the air. We want to make sure that we get. Oh, Dot Cero's in the house, guys. Steve Watts. Dot Cero's in the house. Okay, it's official. It's a party right now. It's official. You are in the spot where there's a party going on. So, I mean, I'm going to look around and I'm going to miss some people. So I don't want to do that. But I want to make sure that you know what we're doing. Thursday night, we just appreciate them so much. KUHS, international, worldwide. How many places in the world where they have Super Bowls? It doesn't happen every day. But our city has had 8 of them. And I mean, we're going on our 8th Super Bowl, and you know, it's not all hat, but we get excited every time. Some teams don't even win the playoffs, Fred.
Some people don't even get close to a Super Bowl. So, right here in Denver, we're spoiled. We need to thank John Elway, but also I forgot to mention another sponsor. I want to talk to pro players. Give a shout out to them, Mr. Gary Adler, who did a whole lot of work, and he's still working. Hardest working man in this town. Gary Adler, pro player.
Yo, what's going on? Lenny here from the Lenny Sports Talk Show, KUHSdenver.com. And we have a big time game coming up. I know Denver's in it. The Panthers are coming. Of course Denver's in it. No, Denver's in it to win it is what I'm trying to say. And I think Denver can win it with their defense. And I think Von Miller's going to chase down Cam Newton. Can I get a cheer for that? Von Miller, woo! And so I think the Denver's defense has been built for this. I know a couple years ago we had the thing with Seattle, but I think this time's going to be a lot different. Definitely $72 million put into the defense. And Panthers are #1 in takeaways, but if Denver can get that stuff cleaned up, no takeaways, then I think it's going to be a great game. What do you guys think?
Well, I think the experience factor is going to come into play here because the Broncos have been there before and these players have been here. And right now, I took a look at the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, their coaching staff, they have a lot of players with Super Bowl experience on the coaching staff, but very few players that are on the roster that have been to a Super Bowl. So this is a new experience for them. For Denver, if you've been watching all week, it's just been business as usual. They're not real excited, they're not hyped. They got themselves really hyped up with an emotional speech from DeMarcus Ware and Peyton Manning last night.
What about Gary Kubiak? I think that he deserves a lot of credit. He's taken a lot of the flack. I think Gary Kubiak has really done a good job. People are saying it's not going to work out with the offense that he implemented. But I think the offense did a great job under him with Brock coming in and stuff like that. How do you feel about Kubiak this year?
Well, quite honestly, Gary Kubiak should be up for Coach of the Year. I mean, he's had to have 2 starting quarterbacks. Brock Osweiler did a great job. Peyton Manning started out, and then he, wasn't playing so well. But when he had to make the switch back to Peyton, Peyton brought the party down. Got rest. Now he's throwing the ball as better as he's ever have all year. And you haven't heard any kind of complaint. Bickering, worried about who's going to play, who's going to start. Everybody's on the same page. All they want to do is win. And it takes a whole lot of massaging from a head coach to placate the egos. Because these players, they all got egos. They all are great players, or else they wouldn't be here. So they all want to play. But unfortunately, you can only hand the ball to one quarterback. So I give it to him. And Wade Manning, what he's done, he took a defense we saw 2 years ago, really got run roughshod over when we had a different coaching staff, different coaching style. He's come in here and he has put him in position to win this game. I think that's where Denver's got the distinct advantage, is on the defensive side of the football.
How many Super Bowls does this make for Kubiak? I know Kubiak, he's been in numerous Super Bowls as a player. He's been in numerous Super Bowls as a coach. How many rings does this guy have? And I think he's been a big reason to the success. And I think the defense, like I said earlier, spending $72 million on the defense in the past 2 years to build it like a Seattle-type defense, so you can win the big game. How do you feel about how the defense is going to play? And do you think they'll get some turnovers today?
For a first-year coach, Gary Kubiak has done a remarkable job. As far as the question of how many Super Bowls he's been in at least 6. I think this is his 7th Super Bowl, because he's been in it as a player, obviously, when the Broncos went to those 3 Super Bowls with John Elway, and then he's also been in, but he was a part of the coaching staff. When the Broncos won some other Super Bowls, and then he was a part of the Ravens Super Bowl, I do believe, when the Ravens won their Super Bowl. So he, like we said it before, they have Super Bowl experience. The defense, whatever you need to do this year, and they did it. They did not waste this defense. This is a Super Bowl defense. This defense right here is a Super Bowl defense. So when Peyton went down, we didn't know what was going to happen. So we didn't know if we could, we might have wasted this defense. And so this is the good news about the Broncos right now. Yeah. This defense is a good
Marcus Ware, TJ Ward, Aqib Talib, and just all these guys. I think the city has been very weary, though, about what could happen.
There you go.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying the city's. Everyone's been kind of weary because of the blowouts we've suffered in the past. And I'd like to get Jesse's take. I know we've seen some people over at Sports Authority Field. What was going on over there, Jesse?
We had some people praying, man. I'm not gonna lie. We took a trip down to Sports Authority Field. People praying on their knees.
Were candles lit? Did they have candles lit?
But people have their rituals and everything on how they think we're gonna win and stuff. So I got my special jersey on. It's my last Super Bowl jersey, but we got Denver for the win for sure.
Yeah, and also we had Tim Tebow gracing the Denver Broncos as well. So it might turn out well for him this time. And if I wanted a team to win, I want the Denver Broncos to win. The Panthers, I'm just not a fan of. I think Cam Newton is a bit overrated, and all the awards that you could throw at the guy, I've seen him play numerous times. I think he's more of a stand-up. He doesn't make the greatest decisions in times. Yeah, he's a TD machine. Yeah, he can run the ball. But his defense has given him that field position that he's always had in those pick sixes. So, if the defense scores 14 points a game, and Cam Newton puts up, 2 or 3, that's why they're blowing teams out. Now, if you could limit the turnovers, like I was saying earlier, Denver has a huge shot at winning this game. And who knows? All the analysis are saying, yeah, Denver's going to lose. Panthers are going to blow them out. Panthers are better. What if Denver blows out the Panthers? Wouldn't you win a lot of money in Vegas if you bet on Denver blowing out the Panthers and no one else was betting on that?
Well, right now we're not really worried about if the Broncos are blowouts or whatever. We just need to win. Now, when the Panthers won, okay?
Yeah.
My first concern was Cam Newton.
Right.
You can call him overrated if you want.
That's just my opinion. I mean, I believe the real MVP was Russell Wilson this year.
Listen, he's 6'6".
Gotcha, I'm with you.
He's 260 pounds.
He's the new prototype.
He runs faster than anybody on the field. He's the best athlete on the field.
You're right.
And he has the strongest arm.
You're right.
He's hard to tackle. You can't bring him down just with one arm. He's not going to fold. He will run you over as a quarterback.
Right.
All right? His MVP that he got last night is well deserved. But that is what's going to make the win so much sweeter.
Right.
We want to beat Superman. We don't want Superman to beat us.
And you know what? The offensive line of the Carolina Panthers isn't talked about much, but I think they deserve a lot of credit for the success they have. And I know that Denver's offensive line has been kind of off and on. I think that if they can have a subpar game and Manning isn't falling down on his own, and he can sit there and do usually what he does is accurate passing. If he can score a couple touchdowns, if they can rely on a running attack, if they can get a couple of plays also in the kick game, a return from Broughton and stuff like that, I think the Broncos, it bodes well for the Broncos. Now, if you get into the turnover and all that, I mean, you could really tell a game how it's going to go from the beginning. And, I mean, when you seen that Super Bowl 2 years ago, you knew how it was going to go from the beginning.
I got to say this. 2 years ago, that Super Bowl 2 years ago,
right.
What happened was, I'm going to tell you what happened.
Okay.
We're not going to talk about it after this.
Right.
Joe Namath came out in that mink coat and messed up the coin flip.
Yeah.
That was the end of us.
Yeah.
Joe Namath came out in that mink coat and messed up the coin flip.
Right.
We were done right there.
So he's talking about the Joe Namath coin flip. Bad luck from that point. I think that, Joe Montana doing the coin flip is a good omen, right? Hey, how many he won 4 Super Bowls, one of the best quarterbacks. So a lot of people want to see Peyton Manning right up into the sunset. I know we have a Peyton Manning jersey next to me. I'm thinking more Ronnie Hillman, C.J. Anderson. If they can have that 1-2 duo, those big runs that they shoot off once in a while? If we can get that going, then I think that bodes well as well. But if you have, them getting stuffed at the line, you could really tell who's more prepared at the beginning, who's flying around, who's, in the game. And you could really tell that from the beginning. And that's what I was saying. You could really tell who's on it and who isn't from the beginning. And if you get that feel right away, that Denver can be in this and it can be a close Denver hard-fought game. They've beat all the good teams this year. I mean, they've held it close against all the other teams that were all okay as well, but they end up winning. I mean, success, was there for the taking.
Right now, what Denver has to do is, because Carolina's notorious for starting real fast. They jump on people real quick and then they kind of coast. We saw that against the Seattle Seahawks where they jumped way out on them, had them down 30-something to nothing, and then all of a sudden you saw Seattle come back. They just kept hanging in there, hanging and banging. I'll go back to the Atlanta game when the Carolina played Atlanta, got beat. They didn't jump out on Atlanta, and Atlanta hanging there, and then he put an L on them. So what's going to happen with Denver is their defense got to step up right away, and they got to slow Carolina down. They got to hold them in check. They can't let them get out to a fast start because this game goes 14-0, 10, 14, 21-0 in Carolina's favor. This is going to be a long afternoon for Denver. So Denver's defense got to step up with Wolf, Malik Jackson. All of them have got Sly Williams. All of them have got to have the game of their life. The game of their life on the defense. And DeMarcus Ware and Miller, all of them have got to step up. The defensive backs I'm not worried about because the DBs, they've been doing it all year. It's a no-fly zone, and they're going to shut it down here in California.
What about Derek Wolfe, man? He's kind of the guy that's not spoken of a lot. I think Derek Wolfe can have a big game as well. And Wade Phillips, he's always throwing all these different defenses at people. He has a zone blitz, he has the all-out blitz, he has the zone. He has all those different things going right now. And Wade Phillips, I don't believe he's won a Super Bowl, right? I mean, I know we went to one of the Denver Super Bowls against the 49ers, but it would be good to see him get one too.
Yeah, they got whacked under Wade Phillips against 49ers, but it's right. But Wade is one of the best defense coordinators. Obviously, he won the award. He's the best assistant coach of the year. He won that award, so he is getting the job done. Now, I want to get to your point about the deal with the offensive line. The reason why you're not hearing anything about the offensive line, this line has settled down. Now all of a sudden, Manny's not getting sacked. They're running the football. If Denver gets to 100 yards running the football, they win the football game. There's something like 31-1 when they get to 100 yards. People are saying 140, 150. They don't need that. They just need to get to 100 yards. They got to 99 when they beat New England, but it was close enough. They ran the ball effective enough, but you didn't hear any kind of holding penalties. Nobody's getting sacked. You're seeing the maturation of this Gary Kubiak offense right before your eyes. This offensive line is really getting the job done, and you're not hearing anything. That's when you have a great offensive line, when you know their names and they're not getting called in the game.
From the man himself, Mr. Fred McHenry. We are KUHSdenver.com, streaming all around the world, right here live as DJ Jess with you. Now I'm going to take it over to one of our special guests we have here. I'm going to stand up over here and invite Mr. Steve Watts from Dot Zero, ladies and gentlemen. He is in the building. Dot Zero is Denver's jazz band. Man, how you doing?
Doing great. It's great to be here, and an honor to be with you, with these gentlemen here on this stage. So, go Broncos!
Go Broncos! You hear from the man himself, Steve Watts. Got a show coming up on KUHSdenver.com every Sunday. Talk a little bit about that, man.
We're on the countdown now. That's a month from today, March 6th, Sunday night from 10 until midnight. We'll be doing a new show. It's called Conscious Conversations, and very excited about this show. It's going to be something really new. We're going to be talking about all kinds of things, issues that keep people up on a Sunday night, maybe thinking about the daunting week ahead. We're going to have some music that is relaxing and a little bit reflective as well. But mainly, we're going to be talking about just peaceful things. You know, God's amazing grace. We're going to be talking about issues that all the people have to deal with their families, and where you can find help for that as well. But the good news of God's kingdom, building a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and all kinds of good things. So we're excited about it. And they'll probably play a little bit of music as well.
What's the score? That's what we like to hear. Mr. Steve Watts from Dot Zero. Now I got to get your final prediction for the Super Bowl show. What do you think it's going to be? Final score.
Well, I'm hoping. I think the key to it is to keep it a low-scoring game. And if they can keep it a low-scoring game, I think that the Broncos are gonna take this one 27-22.
Woo! Yeah, that's what we like to hear. Mr. Steve Watts from Dot Zero, thank you very much. Taking a little break from talking about the Broncos here, but we are live from the Thirsty Lion, 1605 White Coop Street. We're going to invite another guest, Mr. Ernie Archuleta from RTD here, District C. Am I right, Mr. Ernie Archuleta?
That's right. How's everybody doing out there? Somebody scream! Hell yeah! How does everybody like the Union Station here at RTD? It was 20 years ago it came to fruition last year, and here we are. The big excitement that's happening now, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the new rail line to the airport. It's exciting. RTD has done numerous things, making things happen here in Denver, making sure everybody's got a ride. My name is Ernest Archuleta. I'm District Director of District C. If you ever have any questions for RTD, give me a call. I'll try and answer them. Thank you. Denver's gonna win!
Right here, KUHSdenver.com. We got one more guest right here, owner of JustSqueezeIt.com. Am I right, man?
That's right.
Mr. Grant Simmons, correct?
That's it.
Talk a little bit of JustSqueezeIt.com and how it came about.
JustSqueezeIt.com is a one-of-a-kind steering wheel cover that you exercise while you drive your car. I invented it to hit a golf ball farther, and a lot of health benefits. We're selling it right now on JustSqueezeIt.com. If if you enter promo code ABA, you'll get a 15% discount. And ABA stands for American Basketball Association, so remember the old ABA.
There you have it. Now I want your final prediction. Super Bowl score. What is the final score?
24-10 Denver.
Yeah. Denver, Colorado, heading to the Super Bowl. Thank you very much for joining us here on KUHSdenver.com. JustSqueezeIt.com. Enter the promo code ABA, right?
50% discount.
Yeah, 50% discount. 15, not 50. We don't want half off. Got to get the right info. That's right. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. DJ Jess with you, having a good time here downtown Denver, Colorado, in the heart of Broncos country. You know, so we have Mr. Steve Watts from Dot Zero talking a little bit about his new show coming on Sundays. Talking about Jesus, gentlemen. Talking about Jesus. Jesus has been a major factor this week, you know. I know. Can we get an amen out there? Yeah. So we're going to go back here to Mr. Chris Brewer, Fred McHenry, Lenny, and Archuleta from the Lenny Sports Talk Hour. So here we go.
All right, we're live right here at the Thirsty Line, 1605 Blind Crew, right next to Union Station, RTD finest. I mean, we just love that. We used to be a cow town. We used to be a one-horse town. That one horse was a Bronco. But now we're a city now. We're winning Super Bowls. We've got mass transit. We've got everything you need to be a real city. We even got some stuff that people. I say this all the time. Denver right now is growing like a weed. And people are coming here like 10,000. 10,000 people a month are moving to Denver. Now, right here at the Thursday night, now pro players have brought out a lot of guys, including ourselves, to be here. I mean, Greg Boyd is in the house. He's gonna be coming up in just a few minutes. Mark Cooper is on his way. Mike Dishfield, Larry Evans. Oh, Larry's hurt. Larry's on an injury reserve, so Larry may not make it. We got Ronnie may not make it. I heard he was hurt too, but he's hurt in a different way. Maybe party a little bit too much. Kurt Hansen, Paul Howard, Jody. I saw Jody around here somewhere. I know I did. Anyway, Bob McCaslin, everybody know him. Of course, Fred McHenry, part of pro players. Got his stint in the NFL. Marv Montgomery. Marv is on his way. Oh wow, Marv is going to be here with pro players. Haven Moses, and that's my boy right there. Steve Watts. Yeah, and of course Gary Adler. Gary has been a part of pro players. I got my man Clark in the house. Clark Auto Body, there he is right back there. I see him over there. Every time I look up, I see somebody new. You guys just don't understand the excitement that's going on down here. Go over and look at some of the stuff that Gary has displayed as far as you can bid on. You can take some of this home with you. I'm seeing John Elway in a frame, a matte frame picture that if sooner or later we'll get the cameras over there and look at all the great stuff that we have that pro players brought out that you can bid on to take home. And come, I don't know how we're going to do it, guys, but we're going to be giving some of these away. This is a $49.95 value. Just squeeze it, you put it on your steering wheel, we'll be giving some of these away. I'll figure out how to do that. I'll give away to real true Bronco fans. They'll answer some kind of trivia question that only I can come up with, and then we'll do it that way. Lenny, the atmosphere is buzzing.
It's buzzing. Peyton Manning in tears, I heard, before the game. So we're hour and a half out or so, and Peyton Manning in tears before the game. I don't know if that bodes well or not. How do you feel about him being in tears? You think it's just emotion, or?
Well, actually, it was him and DeMarcus Ware were both in tears when they had a private meeting Saturday night before.
Oh, okay. I thought it was last night. I thought it was right now.
No, it was last night that he addressed the team, told them what to expect. And he was in tears, and the same way with DeMarcus Ware. And right now, these guys are playing for each other.
Right.
And that's just a real strong bond. They're not playing for the money. They care less about the money. They're playing for each other. And that's what makes Denver so dangerous. So if you want, I want to get back to giving one of these just squeeze it away. So for the first person, they could come up and tell me who the Denver Broncos lost to in the first Super Bowl.
No losing. good.
All right, who they playing?
Who did they beat to get to the Super Bowl?
All right, who they beat to get to the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl 77.
77.
Hello.
Anybody can do that? Come on up and get the Just Squeeze It.
So, yeah.
Whoever that first Super Bowl that we went to, I think it was Super Bowl 17.
Right.
In 1977. Remember it well. Who did we beat to get into the Super Bowl? You know, so I just saw Randy just a minute ago, the manager of the Thirsty Lion. I wanted to get him on the air, but you know, he's busy making sure that you guys are taken care of. So if you see Randy just walking around, say hello to him. Thank you for all this hospitality and just having us down here. They're doing a great job.
Absolutely. But like Chris said, we are live right here at the Thirsty Lion. So one more time, give them that trivia question.
A trivia question right now. You can win a Just Squeeze It. It's a $50 value. You put it on your steering wheel and it relieves the stress. It's a fitness thing that you can do without it while you're driving. It's going to take care of your hands. All you have to do is give me who did the Broncos beat. And I mean, that was a sweet victory. Who did the Broncos beat to get into Super Bowl in their first Super Bowl in 1977? If you give me that answer, you get to Just Squeeze It.
So come on down, give us your answer. Who the Broncos beat in 77 to go to the Super Bowl, get a Just Squeeze It. Once again, sponsored by JustSqueezeIt.com. Check them out. We just had Mr. Grant Simmons up here talking about it. Once again, GWiz Computers, another sponsor of ours. Check us out, KUHSnever.com, streaming worldwide at the Thirsty Lion, 1605 Wine Coupe Street, having a good time, man. Like you said, that energy's contagious, man. It's out there, and we're ready for a win. So go ahead, Lenny.
So yeah, back to the Super Bowl. I always think about stuff like this, and I've been watching the old Super Bowl from last year, and that play's been going back and forth in my head. Now, if we have that type of play going on this year, you know what? I hope this Super Bowl is not decided by referees. I hope it's not decided by catches that shouldn't be catches, that are catches. We don't know what a catch is anymore. We don't know what a fumble is anymore. It's like, come on. And then also, I mean, just all the different things that are going on. It's becoming, they call it the no fun league. I happen to still love the NFL. If it comes down to that, I hope it doesn't, but that Super Bowl play from last year has been going on and on, all those controversies. Now, if Denver was to win or lose in a controversy, how would you feel about that?
Okay, so I'm going to guess that D that's in the back of your head stands for damage control. They shade the D in the back of your head. I guess it stands for damage control. Because that's all you want to do is bring up the past and try to say what if and what if and what if. Let's talk about what's going on right now. Because, you know, nobody wants to see the referees decide this game. That's true. I get you on that. But what we really want to see is a great game. Bronco fan, Carolina fan, football fans. Football fans want to see a great football game. That's all football fans want to see. So, there he is. I mean, I see him on the screen right now coming out for his warm-ups, Cam Newton. He's got a Superman shirt on. But you know what? Peyton Manning. I'm going to tell you who Peyton Manning is right now. And this young man can attest to that. You know who Peyton Manning is? He's Batman. He's Batman. He's got the gal. He's got all the gadgets. He doesn't have the strength of a Superman, but he's got kryptonite. And it's called the Denver defense. And that's going to be the kryptonite that's going to defeat a great player. He was the NFL Player of the Year. That's no, and you mentioned it, Lenny. You did a great job mentioning the fact that, you know, Russell Wilson and some other guys played well this year. But Cam Newton came out with that with NFL Player of the Year. So with that said, we have the opportunity to capture another Super Bowl. And if you've ever been down to Dove Valley and you see the trophies set up there, the trophies are set up even with the AFC championships. But when you see those two Super Bowl trophies, they look kind of lonely. We need to get one more Super Bowl trophy in there just to match them up, just to make it just right.
So I have a huge matchup that I want to talk about. Josh Norman and Demaryius Thomas. Now, Norman being a taller cornerback and Demaryius Thomas being a bigger receiver, that's going to be one heck of a matchup, and I really am looking forward to that matchup on the ends. I'm looking to see how Peyton can maneuver as well. We've seen that he had the leg strength against the Steelers to run around, to do a slide, on a slide that may have been a slide, so it may have been down on that. But you know what? Here's the rule books. The rule books don't matter sometimes, and you know, sometimes just throw that out the window. But Demaryius Thomas on Josh Norman is just going to be a huge matchup. I'm not sure who you think wins that, Fred. Who wins that matchup?
Right now, Demaryius Thomas has got to make plays, and all the Broncos receivers got to make plays, not just Demaryius Thomas. But I'm going to tell you, the X factor in this thing is Vernon Davis. Because Vernon Davis, they don't really have a matchup for him.
What about Daniels?
Owen Daniels, they'll be able to put him in check. They've got him. They're forgetting about Vernon Davis. Vernon Davis is a big athlete. He can catch the ball in one time. He's just got to be as good as he's ever been. And that's all we need. As far as Peyton Manning, and he's at home. He's at home. He's got home cooking. He's from San Francisco. Also, you got I lost my train of thought because you always bringing up all this. And if you keep doing that, I'm going to tell DJ Jess, take the microphone away from you, and we're going to put you in check so you don't talk anymore.
Hey, I was talking matchups. I was talking DT on Norman. I'll talk Luke Kuechly. I'll talk DeMarcus Ware off the end. And you got Von Miller off the other end. Like I said before, you had in the game in 2011, you just had Von Miller out there, and he was chasing Cam down and sacking him. Now they have DeMarcus Ware on the other side, and I think that's just going to bode well for Denver. I think that they're going to be able to get the rush on, but they're definitely going to have to blitz as well. I don't think you can just rely on a pass rush with the zone. I hope Wade Phillips designs some different plays, and I hope that he comes up with some blitzes. I hope that he comes up with some corner blitzes, some safety blitzes, some trick defensive plays, because you got to play to win, and you can't play not to lose. Can I get an amen, Denver? Denver! Denver!
Man, I'm telling you. You know, a lot of times we just get up here. You know, we do our show, we do our sports show, and we all have our, you know, our individual opinions. Let me put it that way. You know, they're like neighbors. Everybody's got one. But man, when you start coming up with some of the stuff you come up with this D in the back of your head, and you know, don't let me call you out as who you really cheer for. Don't let me call you out in front of all these Bronco fans of who you really cheer for, because I'll do it. And then, you know, and then Fred will back me up. Fred, you know, Fred's my bodyguard. You know, you put me and Fred together, we look like the number 10. So, you know, we're a perfect 10. So, if, you know, the main thing is it's going to be a good game today. Because we've got Malik Jackson on the inside. We've got, you mentioned him, Derek Wolfe. You know, we've got Sly Williams. You know, so when you clog that middle with those great athletes, they're not just big guys, they're great athletes. And like I said, they're built to do this for a few years, but let's just concentrate on today. And that's why Miller and Ware can come off the corners. They come off the corners because that inside is so tight. That inside is so tough. So that's the main reason that our guys get a chance. If somebody gets a chance, Gary, if you get a chance to see Greg Boyd, send him up here. I saw him up there, and I know he's got some things to do. But Gary, if you see Greg Boyd, send him up here. And if you see other pro players that need to get on the air, let us know. You're not just going to walk in front of the camera. Come on in here. Come on in here. Give Gary, this radio guy. He's a radio guy. He doesn't understand cameras sometimes. He's got a perfect face for radio, too. Give Gary a chance to talk about what's going on here at the Thirsty Lion.
Hey, we want to welcome everybody out here to root on your Denver Broncos. I'm Gary Allen of the Pro Players Association. We welcome you all here to the Thirsty Lion for the first of hopefully many Bronco Super Bowls. What do you say to that? Yeah. Well, we do an event every year. We have a great silent auction over here. Please check out the items. The money goes to local food banks, and they need it real bad. We got some awesome items up for bid, including a Peyton Manning autograph hand-stitched jersey. Check it out, that's a real jersey. And it comes with a certificate of authenticity, beautifully framed. And we've got lots of it, everything is Broncos related. So come on down, check it out. We've got alumni things, we've got a Keep to Leave autographed football in a case, and a bunch of stuff for the new guys, so check it out. I want to thank everybody at the Thirsty Lion for helping us out. I'll say this 100 times today. These guys have been totally awesome. We appreciate everything they're doing. And I want to say that we've got Greg Boyd in the house. Anybody know Greg Boyd? I can't hear you guys. Greg Boyd, former Denver Bronco, standing right behind me here. I'm going to pass the mics on to him, let him talk a little bit while they're on the air. Come on down, join us. 1605 Wine Coop, Thirsty Lion. We're having a blast. Go Broncos!
Woo! Let's go Broncos! It is Super Bowl Sunday. How y'all doing? I know everybody's excited. I certainly am. As I was driving down just a little bit ago, and I found myself getting more and more excited as I got closer here, because I know here in just a little bit, history is going to be made, because our defense is going to step up big time, and I know Peyton is going to play that cerebral football that we know he can play, and that line is going to block for him, and those running backs are going to hit that hole. This is going to be special.
Greg, you played on a lot of great defenses. You've been a part of a lot of great defenses. How does this compare to some of the great defense, not just Bronco defense, but overall, how does this compare to some of the defenses in the past?
Well, this is a very talented defense. We know what we have with our edge rushers in Ware and in Von Miller. I'm very impressed with what our defensive line has done in Malik Jackson and Wolf, how they've played Antonio Smith, how he's played, and how Walker has played. I forgot the first round draft choice.
But how does this compare?
It compares very closely with some of those great defenses like the one down there in Tampa when Tony Dungy coached down there. That was a great defense. They were fast. All of them were very, very fast.
And they had Sapp in the middle,
and they had
made a big difference.
Yes, they did. And I believe that with Wade Phillips coordinating, it's going to give them the edge and the opportunity to win this football game. This is a very fast defense, and that's what you have to have when you're going to go against a Superman like a Cam Newton, you know, and what he likes to do. This is a very, very good defense, and we're just very excited, very proud of it.
And the Broncos, I mean, as an organization, they've been so, they're excellent in bringing in great players, great people, bringing in, you know, the type of people that Denver can be proud of. You're one of those guys, you know, that's well-rounded in a way that I can't even imagine. You're one of the most, you know, what's that one commercial, the most fascinating man in America or whatever? You're that guy. You're the
I appreciate
you're the
that.
3X version of that guy.
I appreciate that, but you know, we got to go big props to John Elway.
Yes.
For what he has done. Look what he's done. He's brought in those great players. Not to mention Peyton Manning, number 18. But look what he's done. He's put together that great defense, and then he went and got that coach. We went through several defensive coordinators over about, 10 or 11 years? Think about 8 or 9 defensive coordinators, and then we get a coach, he comes in, his first year, he's defensive coach of the year.
First year.
That tells you something. Yeah. And that's John Elway.
And I'm going to take it a step further, because I was here in his first year, Mr. Pat Bowlen. You know, I was drafted in that first draft class of Mr. Pat Bowlen, and he's going through some things right now, but I've been saying this all year. This one's for Pat. I've been saying it way before Fred knows. I've been saying this year is for Pat. And let's be honest, because you know what? We want to give our flowers out while we can to the person. And Mr. Bowlen has backed up who's ever been here and been in charge to make sure that Denver has a first-class organization. And
Mr. B is extraordinary.
Who was your owner first?
it was the Phippses.
The Phipps.
When I first, started, and then Kaiser bought the team the next year.
Right.
And then Mr. Bowling came in '83, and he bought the team at the end of '83.
Right.
But I can tell you something, there has not been an owner better or more classier than Mr. Bowling.
In
He's been
any
tremendous.
sport.
In any sport. Think about what he has done for the NFL. I mean, with Tagliabue, and then now with Roger Goodell. Pat was the one that was the head guy negotiating those contracts coming right up to 2011. That's Pat Bowling, that has made this a very successful league. And so, what he has done, think about 8 Super Bowls with this one? 8 Super Bowls, that's incredible. And we're just excited about him being what he has been, classy, and then passing the baton to John Elway to come in and do the things that John has done. So, that's our owner. We think we have the best owner in the National Football League. Well, I'm very sure we have the best fans in the National Football League. Hey!
We definitely have the best fans in the league, as we can see them all sitting out here getting ready for this big game. But I want to talk a little bit about your career, because when you originally got started in high school, you weren't a football player. You actually started out doing something else. Why don't you give us a little synopsis on your career and how you got to the NFL?
I was a weightlifter. That's what I enjoyed doing. Something, young kid in the ghetto, you want to do something. I saw Steve Reeves and Atlas, and I'm aging myself now, but hey, and you know what? Gotta be born sometime, don't we? And so that's when I came in. I saw these guys doing these incredible things. Schwarzenegger, he was a huge inspiration. And so I wanted to be like them. And I trained. And so that gave me a focal point. All I had to do was go to the gym and keep learning. And I did. I developed, I learned. And some coaches in junior college saw me lifting weights in the weight room. And they asked me if I'd be interested in coming out. And I'll go back just a little bit. There were guys in the weight room, they were deadlifting. This is 1972. I'm aging myself. And these guys were deadlifting, and they were deadlifting 3 plates. Chris, you know what that is. It's 315. They were deadlifting and stuff, and the guys, because I was a large guy, they said, hey, I bet you a guy like you could curl what we're deadlifting. And I went over and curled what they were deadlifting. They ran to the coach's office, sprinted. Coach, you got to see this guy. So they brought football coaches in, and they wanted me to do this. And I curled 315. That was it. That was it. I played football. We won 2 state championships in junior college. All the colleges in the nation recruited me. San Diego State was my choice. 2 years there, all West Coast, second team All-America. I drafted to New England, ended up in Denver. You know what I mean? In a nutshell. In a nutshell, that's what happened. Yeah.
You did a great job. Actually, in your best, what was your best bench press?
565.
Whoa!
Yes.
565, gentlemen.
Back in the day, man. Back in the about 1979, 1980.
And deadlift, what were you doing?
I'm sorry?
Deadlift?
I could do 700.
700
I could do
deadlift.
700.
Those are just incredible numbers.
I was just a guy that would work at stuff, you know what I mean? I wanted to work at it, I wanted to, be the best that I could be, and so, I was blessed enough that when I did work, my lifts and my development improved and came along, and then, God was with me because I could have went the other way.
Yeah.
But I went this way.
And right now the talk is that, maybe, football may not exist in a few years. The concussions, CTE, I get it all. It's a dangerous sport. But, for some of us, without God and football and our family, these things saved us from a lot of things that we would have been in. We would have been worse off without football. And just real quick before you go there, I know because I'm a little weightlifter myself.
I know.
I can't wait to eat. So I get a lot of weight going. But no, football saved us. football saved us in so many ways. When you talk about how, God saved us.
Yes.
But you add something for us to do.
What's interesting is that we were growing up in the hood.
Right.
I'm gonna speak to me. I was growing up in the hood. I was with every other young dude in the hood, rolling up and down the street doing what kids do. I was a young teenager.
Right.
And what happened is that I got a focal point, and it gave me something to focus on. And then there were older people that said, hey, come on, let me show you how to do this. Sheriffs and mayors and people who, were athletic too.
Who saw some potential?
They saw potential, and they bought me a membership at a YMCA. And told me, come every day at 3:30, we're going to show you how to do this. Because they saw me at the boys club just doing it on my own. And that's what got me started.
Well, Lionel Richie, he had that song, said, man with no direction, with no purpose. So this, with God, we had purpose, and then
Amen.
we had something to look at, something to
Amen.
look forward. I appreciate that so much of you. But now I know that your voice is all warmed up.
Yes.
Now that I know that your voice is all warmed up, y'all don't know, but this man can not only sing, he can sing. He can sing. You need some water or something, man? You all right? You need something? Because I don't know. You ain't getting away from here. You're not, there's nobody in this place who's going to get away out of here without hearing you give us some Otis Redding, give us, somebody, Sam Cooke. Yeah, and I know I'm dating. But that's what he does.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give us a little bit of something.
I knew he was gonna get it.
I knew you know.
Testing 1-1. Am I on?
You should be.
Testing 1-1.
Oh, so no, you did that on purpose. You try to cut the mics out.
You can't hear me. I can't hear me. Give me your mic. Testing 1-1. Testing 1-1. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
It is. There we go. There we go. Testing 1-1. I'm gonna do something short now. If I could, I would catch a falling star. I'd shine only you.